Oh wait, oh my bad. Oh, hey, hello and welcome
Hello.
to the generic. I mean,
The super,
no,
the
no,
special,
the
zone, zone.
speculative. No, hold on, I'll get it.
Uh,
The reckless. No, that ain't right.
Nope.
The reckless speculation zone, where
right
we
here, right now.
recklessly speculate
What we
constantly,
do.
24/7, 365 days a year. Or whatever, however many numbers are in a year.
Oh, and then every
Because you got
4
leap
or
year,
7
you got leap
years,
year.
there's an extra day. But
Yeah, so I mean that's debatable. But here we are, regardless.
yeah. So who said we don't do Thursdays?
Well, we haven't been doing Thursdays. Because of the generic paranormal show. It was you know, I wanted to try something different. And I want to do it later, and Austin's not big on doing stuff too late, so
We're just trying something out.
yeah, we're just trying something out. And if Austin wants to come on with us, and he'll be more than welcome to. But I just know that he has got a lot going on, home life right now, raising his young family. Well, I say he doesn't like physically have kids or anything.
But I mean,
But if he were to be trying. If they were to be trying
practicing,
to have maybe possibly a thing
going
that
through
resembles
the
a human
motions,
baby,
so they can figure it out,
then maybe they might.
They could have a
not have time for a lot of other stuff. I get it.
A paranormal baby,
Para baby, para baby,
para X.
Para babies are the worst babies.
Those para babies, boy, them black-eyed babies.
Para X. You don't do Thursdays anymore.
Para
Hey,
X.
what a paradox, indeed. Yeah, but like I said, I wanted to keep doing it mainly because I pay up like $100 a month for this StreamYard shit. But this is a new format we're doing right now, and this is called the Reckless Speculation Zone, and there's 2 parts. So the first part you're gonna find on Rumble.
Yep.
And you can find us on Rumble at KD Knox. We know. I know who you are. Tim from Ohio.
Tim, we know.
Maryland man. Ohio man. Ohio man says Supernatural Link doesn't do Thursdays anymore.
So
send him to Venezuela.
And enjoy the free socialism. But no, so the first part we do on Rumble, and it's a lot more uncensored and crazy because you can get away with a lot more on the old green machine over there on Rumble.
Yeah, we do. We talk a lot. Well, we don't get into like political nuance. We're not like political scholars. We're just a couple rednecks talking on the internet. I mean, really, nobody should really take much of what we say to the heart.
I mean, I wouldn't.
We're both Brandon anyway. Me, yes. You want to listen to me and you want to believe what but Brandon, you really
need to take that with a grain of salt. With
maybe a second opinion.
Sarcasm, it's what I do best.
And the best second opinion to get, if you've asked Brandon something and he's giving you an answer,
then you just give it.
That sounds like some crazy shit. Just come ask me.
Just ask KD. He knows. He knows everything.
I know all of his split personalities.
I mean, it's amazing how he does that.
Is this Brandon we're talking to right
now? Is it me?
I don't know. I'm asking. I mean, how am I supposed to know? Do you know? Do you know when one of your other personalities takes over?
I mean, I don't. This could be Brenda right now.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Tim from Ohio. Tim, you do ham radio, don't you?
Yes, Tim does.
I have a question for you, Tim, if you're still watching.
I think he's got his technician certification.
I'm gonna start learning. But
I want to go do it too, but it's like a lot of book learning, man. It's just like everything else for me. It kills it when because I like to learn shit like organically, like as I need it. That's kind of like all this stuff and paranormal stuff that I've learned how to build over time. And
be like, that'd be a video.
do this thing. So how can I do this thing? Okay, so I'll research and I'll find 3 or 4 different ways to do it. And then I'll be like, okay, well, this way seems like might work best. And then I'll just learn that thing just to do that one thing. And that leads on us. Next thing you know, Seattle's got its own strain of herpes. Or not herpes, but syphilis.
It does. The Seattle side slither.
Back, apparently.
It is
weird.
True. So, so Tim, I just bought some Baofeng radios.
KD, yeah, for real.
Do you know anything about the Baofeng radios? They're supposed to be 2-way, but I can also add Baofeng.
I'm willing to bet you they Chinese.
Oh, 100.
Bet you didn't know that.
Oh, I didn't. I just.
No, you just said that. Yeah, that's like, yeah, I bet they are like one of those.
Yeah, it could not even be that. But
it could be a figment of our imagination.
It's supposedly I can hook up
from the people who are hired to teach us that the planet is not flat.
Or is it flat?
That's what I'm saying. It is that they have hired like professional Hollywood actors level people, pay them billions of dollars a year to convince the entire rest of the billions of people on the planet that the world is indeed not flat.
Not flat.
Because if we knew it was flat, then we would have somehow.
But if it's flat, we would
be more empowered somehow. I don't know how exactly.
There's no way because we would be 2D if we were flat. Yeah. And we are 3D.
Yeah. So if the Earth was flat, then we wouldn't be 3D anymore.
I think we'd be 2D. You can't have 3D.
Well, you're only 2D if you're on a piece of paper. If you're drawing on a piece of paper and you're 2D.
Yeah, but I'm assuming if it's flat.
Okay, like a fish is not 2-dimensional, right? But
right.
I feel like that's about as close to an analogy as I can get to make you kind of almost understand what it would feel like to live in a 2-dimensional world. Like, for all you know, there's nothing really outside of the top of that water. So your 2 dimensions are in between the bottom and the top.
Right.
And you're constantly swimming. Yes, obviously there's 3 dimensions still that you can perceive.
You're out in a 2-dimensional world. So I can't wrap my head around it, but that's sort of how I would think. You know what I mean?
Well, we are living in a material world, and I'm a material girl.
It's so true.
I mean,
I was touched for the very first time.
Oh yeah,
it was
at Boy Scouts camp.
It was a class. It was a close encounter of the dick kind. What?
Okay. Cheap. Okay. So,
cheap. Okay. Cheap. Yeah.
Old Tim says, cheap UV5R 2 meter 440 handheld. Damn. Tim,
now, can I put
go ahead.
Can I put like a whip on there, like a personal whip, and add?
You would want to put a whip on some shit, wouldn't you? Like,
well, because if a problem comes along,
yeah. Oh, well, what would a problem be, Brandon? What would a problem be that you would take care of with a whip?
We're not on Rumble like
Oh my god!
We sure are on the YouTube.
Dude, I felt so like Caitlin Collins just now talking to like I don't know, like Marjorie Taylor Greene or something, like just trying to just completely just go out of my brain, make something you
love it.
Say so bad.
Well, because we're just speculating.
We recklessly speculate here. That's what we do. That is our purpose. That is our goal.
That is why we do this.
I do want to start back up the generic paranormal show, though. I think when we do it this time, though, that's going to be the guest show. That's the show where I'm going to bring on a guest. And it could be, I think what we might do, if you're okay with it, we're just going to discuss our business plans right here in front of everybody, live stream in front of the world.
Or just Tim.
Or just two people, Tim and the other fantastic, wonderful person. Well, there they went. Shit, we lost.
Well, yeah,
all right, so, so what we could do is we could trade. Yeah. You could do 1 week, I'll do the next week.
I mean,
you could come up and be like, I'm Brandon Cooper. Katie's got the night off. He has the most horrible case of herpes he claims he's had in 6 weeks.
He went to Seattle and got the syphilis.
What's up, Russ?
Yo, Russ. I just spilled my damn soda.
Every time I say Russ, what pops into your head immediately when you say Russ? Just first thing pops in your head when you say Russ.
Well, Russ Castle from the area down here, the old DJ.
Are you fucking kidding me? Really? Like
no.
American or the National Lampoon's Vacation doesn't pop in Russ? Chevy Chase saying Russ. That's like the most iconic use of that word. That
it
name.
Is true, but
and you think of some fucking dude that lived down the road that I don't even know who he is.
He only had one leg. It was horrible.
Well,
what
are you saying about people that only have one leg, Brandon?
They vote
What
Democrat.
Are you trying to fucking say?
They vote Democrat.
Okay.
Because they don't have a leg to stand on.
I can't argue with that.
What happened?
Well, I heard that's what who was it? John Lennon was getting into chicks with one leg. Yeah, I think her name was Eileen.
Eileen. Aha.
Let's see here.
Yeah,
this is fun. So if you get an open spot or hot spot and put your Chi-com, boy, I heard that word, man, Chi-com, handheld. Now I gotta say it like
on an operating simplex frequency.
Now I gotta say it like a Korean war vet. If you get an open spot or hot spot, put your Chi-com commie handheld on an operating simplex frequency. Using a hot spot, you can connect to DMR, System Fusion, and Brandmeister and talk all around the world. And when I say all around the world, I mean
this
America.
I mean Merka. From one end of this flat planet to the other.
From one psychotic blue city all the way across the country to the other psychotic blue city.
That's right.
We're all here
blue.
I'm together. What kind of fresh shit are we gonna wake up smelling today?
Oh, it's gonna be great. Tim, I'm gonna act like I know what you're talking about. I'm gonna look up some of that shit.
If you get an open spot,
the hot spot, and put
he's
it on.
He's talking about his radio. He's talking about.
I know what he's talking about, but I gotta figure out these.
Open spot or a hot spot.
And the Chi-com.
And the Chi-com is basically a Baofeng.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Baofeng is the Chi-com, the handheld radio.
Mm-hmm.
So any Chinese-produced handheld citizen
Chi-com,
radio,
Chinese communication.
Chinese Communist Party
handheld.
Yes. Very good. You were fucking learning at an exponential rate. You're like that guy on that shitty movie, Battlefield Earth, that was made by the psychos that believe that
own Tampa.
Yeah.
Zoltar the Great's gonna come back and
Zoltan. Remember that fucking movie?
Yeah, I love that movie.
Yeah, I watched it like 2 weeks ago. I couldn't resist. I was scrolling through Amazon or YouTube movies that was on there. I was like, fuck it, I'm putting it on in the background.
That's great.
Daddy, I want to ride that ride. Me too, son. Me too. The bubble wrap suits for the oh my lord, dude, that was so great.
Dude, I want to watch old Tom Green movies. I hadn't watched in a while. It's just plain stupid.
Well, so there was two that I could think of that he was actually in enough and was funny enough for me to remember him in them, and that was Road Trip.
Yep.
And the one where he's like, "Look, Daddy, I'm a farmer." Freddy Got Fingered.
Daddy, would you like some sausages?
I just want to make you proud, Daddy.
Jacked off an elephant.
Oh my God, that was a horse, wasn't it?
Was it?
It was a horse, yeah, because he was out there like, "Look, Daddy, I'm a farmer."
Oh, that's right. That was funny.
That was a good movie at its time, but I think he went too hard on that first one, and it burned him out.
Yeah.
Because that was his first feature where he was like the star of the movie, right?
Yep.
I can't remember the guy's name who played his dad in that fucking movie, but that guy was epic in that movie, bro. Like, he's a famous actor.
Wasn't he in American Pie? Or am I thinking of a different dad?
So. I think you're thinking of the same.
I'm thinking of the Jewish curly-haired looking dad.
Like every 80s fucking movie that was that fucking thing.
Yeah.
Good job. You just referenced literally every other 80s movie that was made.
Ever made.
Every Don Doller film. The closest thing to a film that he could produce.
Movie films.
I still believe that technically he made films. I don't define a film.
It's actually filmed on tape.
No.
That's kind of because I would call
used to be.
Film would be on.
Yes, a film. No, a film, but a feature film is like I think a 90-minute runtime. It has to have a 90-minute runtime to be considered a feature film.
Is it 90 or 120?
No, it's 90. Yeah, 120 would be fucking way too long. Those movies would be dead in the water all the time.
Well, speaking of movies, Anna and I just went to go see Sinners. And
was it a scary movie?
It was a vampire movie
with an action movie
with blues and shamans in it, and it was weird and great at the same time. It's like 3 different movies.
I like twisted ass horror movies, man. Nowadays, like it's got to be something really just like Lovecraftian, I think. Because I'm a huge Lovecraft fan. It's got to be like some ancient eldritch horror from the deep or something, or not even that anymore, right? Because we're all tired of that with Godzilla and everything. So it can't even be that. It's got to be something that's induces paranoia into you, I believe. And it's just really hard to do. We're so desensitized as a civilization, not just here in the United States. Obviously, I think more here in the United States we are more desensitized than other people in other countries. But I don't know. Maybe we're not. Maybe we're less desensitized.
Or are we just desensitized to our particular?
Or maybe do we call it that, and that's just a pussy way of saying, we're sissies, and we can't handle hearing people say bad words or doing things that we disagree with.
The word of the day is centrifuge.
Centrifuge. So what do you think? So what do you think about Iran, man? You think we should go in there and glass them or what, bro? I love the first thing anybody always says. Well, Iran people are just great, and my problem is not with Iran people. Shut the fuck up.
My problem is with Israel.
We're not looking at you thinking, oh, this guy just wants to kill all the Iranians. He obviously just hates Iranians just because of the way they look. Get out of here.
Tim, 28 years later opens tomorrow in theaters. I'm actually
I'm so torn on that. I can't go watch it. But
I'm going, bro.
Zombie movies will always damn near almost always have me on edge just because zombies are like my...
Is that your kryptonite?
That's
like
my kryptonite.
Aliens are for me.
Yeah, like zombies, because it's because it's Michael Jackson's fault. And no, he didn't touch me at the Neverland Ranch. Not more than 3 times. So
that doesn't count.
And 4 times is bad. 3 times he's a little awkward.
Who's bad?
So yeah, but zombies, bro. But then so like I used to have such bad nightmares. Even when I was in the army, right? I used to go on patrols looking for IEDs. and shit, and you know, just roughing it, right, for sometimes days and days on end. And I'm scared of a fictional monster that's you know, like petrified of it. And people will tell you, oh, that represents something else in your subconscious that you're afraid of, you're running from, you don't want to confront, blah blah blah, yada yada yada. But anyway, back to 28 years later. I've been so let down, man, lately with movies and games and stuff. I just cannot get excited anymore because I'm tired of letting myself down.
Have you seen 28 Days in 28 Weeks?
Yeah, those are great.
Okay.
But 28 weeks isn't that great. 28 days is good.
Yeah.
Even though that dude would not have lived, just like
no.
Just like Rick wouldn't have made it in the beginning of Walking Dead either.
Rick wasn't supposed to make it as far as Rick made it in the TV show anyway. Comic books.
Well, no, but I'm saying he wouldn't even have like made it out of the hospital that he was in and when the show first picked up.
Oh yeah.
He would have starved to death, basically. If he were in a coma, he would have just starved to death.
Yeah, if he would have been
intubated, so he would have been breathing for him. He'd be fucking dead. All those people would be fucking dead. And you know.
Yeah, I didn't like how they started it. I did like when they went back and redid the first episode in black and white. That was pretty cool. That looked good.
That's like when they really ran out of shit to do, dude.
Well, they
ran out of shit to do so bad to the point where they were like, you know what, we're tired of just like recycling the same scenarios and putting different people in it. We're just gonna go back and show the same and do the same exact fucking scenes. We're just gonna do it in black and white.
Oh, that's brilliant. Make it so.
Yeah.
That's how it happened.
And I'll bet you a lot of that footage was actually recorded during the first shooting.
I bet.
Because you got the lots of cameras firing, you're not seeing all the camera angles all the time.
Yep.
Dude, you're not seeing half of the
Well, and it doesn't. If they filmed in a digital format, all they have to do is push a button in black and white.
There's very few people that film on film anymore.
Now, the movie Sinners, they actually used a 1990s IMAX film camera to film it, and you could kind of tell. So that cool.
You want it to be like, was it like a found footage type movie?
No, it's more just gritty,
but gritty gritty for a reason.
Yeah, sort of like your POV, first person.
What movie was that?
Sinners, with Michael B. Jordan.
What was the movie that came out that was about a talk show host guy, and his ratings were plummeting? He was like a Johnny Carson wannabe type dude. It was a real recent movie, but it was set in like the late 70s, like when Johnny Carson was big. And but he finds out his wife's dying. He decides to put on this big show about demonic possession. Have you seen that?
I have not.
You need to watch that. That's a crazy little movie, dude. It's kind of like.
Is it on like streaming?
Yeah, it's on all the streaming channels. Yeah, I can't remember which one. I think you can stream it on YouTube. But I'm not 100% sure.
I'll figure it out.
Yeah. Anyways.
Movie with talk show host.
I cannot remember the name of the guy. It's called Devil something. Devil. Is it just Devil?
Late Night with the Devil.
Late Night with the Devil. There you go. Yeah. That was a crazy movie. That was one of the best horror movies that actually had an interesting plot that just wasn't like copy and paste, didn't change the names and shit from a previous popular movie. You know, it's like with our TV show we did. It goes to Devil's Perch, and it's like they saw that the first Ghost of Morgan City did well, right? So they were like, oh, let's just do the entire fucking show beat for beat, just like Morgan City. And so we're just going to let them do their investigations. We don't really give a shit what they do because we're just going to take all the footage and make it look like they're doing whatever we want them to do. And it's going to be identical to the last season. Yeah, I said it. Fuck it. I don't care.
I mean,
I'm not worried about you saying, running and telling Hollywood on me. And fuck it, I hope Hollywood would come after me. It's too late now. They can't say shit.
You know, all I have to say about that
here
is,
was the most ridiculous fucking thing about it.
wow, Dave.
Like, could you see that I was just done at that point?
I knew when that line came out.
I was so fucking done with filming that show. I was so fucking done with it, dude. I've never seen just so much money just squandered on just ridiculous shit. Oh yeah, I have the first season, the Ghost of Morgan City. There was way more money squandered, and I have no idea how much, but I know it wasn't cheap to rent that entire ass church for 4 months. For 4 months. And it had been renovated into a really nice thing, you know, but it still had the whole worship service, the room and everything.
Didn't y'all have to like clean out the sanctuary before Sunday and then put everything back after?
No, there was nobody actively going to church there.
Oh.
No, actually, me and a couple of the PAs on Halloween, we went in there and we hung a sheet up over the organ. And I went and bought a cheap ass projector from Walmart, and we watched old shitty horror movies from the 70s and 80s all night on Halloween. That was pretty great. That was like the most fun thing that I did while I was there. Actually, was hanging out with the crew.
Dude, that's cool.
Cindy's a cool person, but you know she's just Cindy. She's got a lot going on, so she's not like
constantly available to chat.
Yeah, like me and you, if we go to do some shit, go film, like we're gonna fucking be together the whole time, pretty much.
Yeah, right.
Most of the time, until you get on my nerves, and
then you kick me out.
15 minutes, and then I'll be back.
Right.
But the crew was really, they were great. But anyway, doing those shows just fucking killed so much for me, man. It just killed the enthusiasm I had for it, because like once you see that these producers actually really have control of these TV shows, and they're the ones that are making or breaking, and then you see them talking about how they don't even really want to be there, they'd rather be out filming a fucking Food Network TV show. It just makes you just like, fuck, man, this is gonna fucking bomb, dude. Like, I was surprised that we even finished filming it. I was surprised they aired the entire show, the entire season. Did you see the last episode? Okay, all I'm gonna say is this, and I won't say nothing else about it. Watch the last episode of Ghost of Morgan City, and then watch the last episode of Ghost of Devil's Perch, and you tell me what your conclusion is. And if it's been a long time, I understand you don't want to watch a shitty ass paranormal show, especially twice, same episode. I get it, but like, the reason why there's shit nowadays is because they're fucking producers, bro. It's because of the producers don't know shit. Zach Baggins does really well. You know why? Because not only is he the lead investigator, he's also the executive producer.
Right.
So, and he knows what looks good and what doesn't look good, what's going to be exciting, what's not going to be exciting. And he knows, and he went to film school, so he has a fucking basic idea.
He's got a great entertainment. A great entertainment.
Oh, he's the best. He's the best.
Yeah.
He's the best. You show me a paranormal show on TV or a streaming platform right now. Well, not streaming platforms, maybe, because you got these retards over on BuzzFeed or whatever. They're goddamn raking in the dough, I'm sure, just because they piss their pants when they roll the ball down the hallway and it rolls the wrong way. Like they're ridiculous children. But anyway, Zach Baggins, you say what you want about Zach Baggins, right? But this dude is the single most successful, I would argue, successful public paranormal investigator. Now, whether or not you want to actually say he's actually gives a shit about paranormal investigation, he uses the tools of the trade. He knows the He knows the lore. He knows, he's educated about it. He's very dramatic, but that's part of doing a TV show. They tell you to be dramatic. Everybody's like, "Oh, look how dramatic it is. It's so silly." Well, if you don't look dramatic, then you look like me on the last episode of Ghost of Morgan City or Devil, which I looked like I was just ready to fucking hop in my car and roll out.
I'll tell you the one thing I don't like. When I was filming a music video with my buddies, I found out what the term Hollywood close means. Nobody in the right mind stands that close to another human being.
No, they don't. Not the close shots.
Yep.
Oh yeah, they got you sitting right. Yeah. The only time you sit like normally is in the wides when you get the wide shot. Yeah, and then you have to get wide. It's I don't mind the filming process. I think it was fun. I've done it. Maybe it was because like just about every show that I'm not gonna name no names. Just about every paranormal show that I was a part of, either a guest on or I was a part of the main cast, the same guy produced them. I had the same producer nearly every single time.
Oh, wow.
So, just saying.
By the way, Tim, I'm reading what you're saying. Night of the Living Dead. I love it.
Night of the Living Dead is the first one, the black and white one. I like the 90s version was a fucking damn good attempt at recapturing it. Recapturing that.
But George A. Romero was the man.
Well, hold on. Aaron and I went to Living Dead weekend at the Monroe Mall in PA. We met Johnny, Russ Steiner, Judith O, Day, Barbara. They're coming to get you, Barbara.
Barbara.
And Judy.
Did you know the movie was about racism?
It wasn't about racism, but
George hit that. What was
he did. He realized later on that there were parallels, right? And so he did end up pursuing that a good bit in the following Living Dead movies, which were Day of the Dead, Dawn of the Dead. No, Dawn of the Dead was next. I don't think it was Romero.
I think so.
Maybe it wasn't. I'm pretty sure Romero's anthology goes Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead.
Night. Night, dawn, day.
Yeah, and then you got Diaries of the Dead, I think.
A Mad Black Woman?
No, that's scary.
I don't want to read it.
That would be a good horror movie.
Yeah. I
was so offended today.
Damn. I was just eating my chicken.
I wish I could get as offended as hard and as quickly as some people do.
I think
did Dave really have that stomach incident on Ghost of Morgan City, or did he fake it? Well, I'll say this. I don't know that he actually had any stomach pain. I can't sit here and say. I can say that I came in on the situation after the fact. I was in the other room over here, and I got something in the box that said something to the effect of Dave and watch out or something like that. I can't remember where. I watched only once per episode because it was, to me, like fucking pulling my eyeballs out.
KD does not enjoy watching himself on the old tubes.
I hate it. This right here is not bad because I'm actively watching myself.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
It's something about somebody filming me and then me having no control over anything they do with that afterwards, and then I'm just kind of left to their devices at the end. And there were a lot of good people that filmed on that show. Now, as far as if they faked it, I don't know. If it wasn't fake, if it wasn't fake, then it had to be just like really bad gas. I mean, we've all had pretty bad gas. Maybe you
I
should
mean,
have. I don't know.
I've
You
known
could've-
people that have had gas so bad they thought they were
I'll
having
tell you.
a
I'll
heart
tell you this. If I shat myself while we were filming, I'd
Yeah.
be like, "Oh God!" I'd fall down and like be like, "Oh my God!" What? Because I would be so embarrassed. I would rather try to play it off like I got attacked by a ghost than I shit my pants. That's
Fair.
no
Fair
cap.
enough.
No cap, as the kids say.
No.
No
cap.
cap.
All sus, no cap.
That's no cap. I'd play it off. I'd be like, "Yep, shit myself. Sorry."
It happens.
Y'all smell that? Mm. But no, I don't know. I can't say that he faded. He never. Okay, I think I had a problem. I came in thinking that my role was to be the BA, you know,
Right.
like in A-Team. You know, I thought I was supposed to be BA. I thought I was supposed to be like, "Oh, we got a problem. I'm gonna build this thing. I'm gonna fix it, and we're gonna use what we have and do a thing specific." That was not what they had in mind at all, dude. Not what they had in mind. I got damn near $0 for a budget. Like my budget, they didn't allow me to spend total over the whole everything on like experiments. I probably didn't spend more than $400.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I spent out of my own pocket $1,300. They put $400 for it.
And that
I get it. It's like we don't give a shit. Like if you want to do something with yourself, you want to be on TV or whatever, then fucking do something cool. Invest in it. Put your own money in there. Go ahead. I kind of see that point of view, but at the same time, like if y'all want to have some cool shit, like really cool shit, like let me use my 6-foot Tesla coil. But thanks to fucking David fucking Baldwin.
Oh yeah.
Just happened to shoot a woman.
When did you
right
think
before
that,
we went out there?
When did you think Baldwin would ever affect your life?
It never, not once in my entire life did I ever even entertain the thought that David Baldwin or whichever Baldwin it was.
One of them, Steve
Baldwin, idiot Baldwin, whichever one it was.
Yeah.
That they would have a direct impact on something that I was doing. Okay, but they damn sure did. And they told me that.
Alec Baldwin.
Alec, that's his name.
Who
cares?
I mean, Baldwin. Yeah, but it was bothering me. I don't give a fuck about the name, but if I didn't remember it, it'd bother me. Alec Baldwin.
The only cool Sheen is the guy that's not even last name Sheen.
Oh, hey, Emilio. I was like,
Emilio.
Nice.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I like the Mighty Ducks.
Let's see what Tim's talking about on here. This should just be the Tim and Brandon and KD power hour, I feel like.
I think that.
Got their autographs and then went to the Evans City Cemetery after and did another night investigation with OG Inkbox and Reverse Speech Inkbox Gen 2.
Nice.
You like that, don't you? Actors in Cemetery from the OG Night of the Living Dead film in 1968. Did Dave really have that? Yep.
We covered that.
Devil's Perch. Yep.
Dude, that's kind of cool that you were out there.
And you know what's funny about the Devil's Perch thing, right? Is the people in town were like, we never fucking call it that. Like that's some old shit. They said a long time, and I get it that they're referencing the history, but I don't know. I feel like seen that commercial where the chaps are in the office room. They're having the office meeting, the little board meeting. They're throwing shit everywhere. I feel like that's who was running the show back from LA. I mean, those exact chimps.
Could be.
And it's like the executives and stuff will talk to you like you were just the best thing that's since sliced bread, bro. And then next thing you know, they're just done with you, bro. I don't know. I'm kind of outspoken. I kind of say what I think behind. I don't know if that has any effect on like my further involvement in any of this. I really don't care because the money's shit. First of all, it's total shit. But you make a lot per week. Yeah, but you're only gonna be working 3 months max. That show was unique in that you filmed for 3 months.
Right.
Straight in a whole other state, whereas most places you travel around, whatever, which probably costs tons more. I don't know for sure, but that's why I told him. I was like, why don't y'all just make this a low budget process so we could make some badass, like we could get some badass content with less direction. And because we're all like, if you don't think we're pros at what we do, then why wouldn't you just go get some pros?
Right.
And then you're gonna put way more money into like just the sleeping arrangements and the food every day of the crew than you put into the actual show itself. It's just insanity to me the way it's like it's all a tax write-off or something. It's like they don't really give a shit. It's because it is. They don't really give a shit about any of it. It's like,
no.
I was just waiting on one of the producers to go, all right, show us your boobs. And then, I'll be like, okay. Get my check.
You want my check? Yeah.
If I get paid 3 times more.
So I had an idea. Instead of starting on Rumble and ending on here for 30 minutes.
Maybe we should start on here and end on Rumble.
Yep, because then
that's what Salty Cracker does.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Most people do that. Tim,
you want to be like most people? Is that what you want?
I want to make money like Timcast.
Oh, that shit. I don't know how. Like, they make most of their money from like super chats and donations. I feel like they definitely ain't making money on that coffee. Yeah, I just don't see how that's
that
possible.
skate park.
Or the skate park. Yeah, I just don't see how that's possible. They're definitely being like funded by other companies as well as their own. But I like Temple. I don't like everything he says. I think a lot of the shit he says. It's like he was all, we gotta get Trump in office for like 4 years. And then when Trump gets in office, he starts bagging on him about, he said he's gonna do it, and there ain't none of that. It's like, right. It's been 2 months.
Yeah, how about you sit down and shut up?
It's like he's almost intentionally just trying to ride that fence so hard, dude. That fence is like lodged firmly in his ass, and he cannot.
What's that dude? Tucker Carlson. Tucker's like.
I like Tucker Carlson, but even Tucker Carlson has some hot takes that I'm not a fan of. Now, Candace Owens, I used to like Candace Owens. Now she's a complete fucking lunatic, dude. I'm sorry, but okay, look, you're not a lunatic if you don't believe the moon landing happened, right?
Right.
But you're a lunatic if you believe that the devil put dinosaur bones in the dirt so that we find them to throw us off the trail that the earth is only 7,000 years old.
I mean, I haven't heard that hot take.
You have not heard that? Have you not heard that? How in the fuck have you lived in South Carolina as long as you have and you've never heard that? I do not understand that.
I've not heard that from Candace Owens.
Oh, you haven't? Oh, yeah,
I haven't. I have not heard that clip.
Yeah.
Of course, I've heard the whole.
And she's even starting to sympathize with the flat Earth, man. And it's like, not even jokingly. It's like, I don't care. I'm not gonna sit around and talk shit on these people because they're idiots, and I feel bad when I make fun of stupid people. So I'm not gonna just sit and bag on them. I'm gonna say they're stupid, sure,
right?
Because that's just a ridiculous notion. I think it's less ridiculous to think that we didn't go to the moon than it is to think Earth's flat, obviously. And to me, that's obvious. But obviously, it's not obvious.
Right. I haven't been up to space. I don't know, but I'm just going to
I haven't been, to to Canada, but I believe that it's a place.
Yeah, I believe
bet
it's real.
Canadians.
Yeah.
I bet people who've been there. I watch TV where it's filmed there, you know.
I've seen Canadian beer and whiskey.
I mean, we could just sit around and say everything's a fucking lie, and the government, like and then where does that logic eventually take you to?
Well, then
the Matrix. You're in a pod, and none of this is really happening, and that's about the most nihilistic ending that you could possibly reach.
And then that's when you realize that you think you're watching us live, but I am AI.
Yeah, we're AI.
And so is KD.
Yeah, we're AI, but we don't even know that we're AI.
We have no clue.
We have no clue that we're AI.
But we are indeed AI.
I don't know if I'm AI or you're AI, but I know these two dudes right here on this UFO.
Yeah,
them motherfuckers is AI.
They AI. Hey,
they all idiots.
That's some of the dumbest looking sons of bitches.
God.
Ooh, they must be.
Look at that shirt. No, that shirt is a boss ass shirt. Sarcasm is what I do best. That's a badass shirt. I don't know what the fuck kind of Arabic diet Mountain Dew you drinking there, but
yeah, it's off brand. I got it at
you scooped that shit up out the air conditioner.
I got that bitch at Casey's.
You walked by your air conditioner running, and you looked over there at that puddle and started salivating.
I drove all the way back to Smithfield just to get that one.
Because none of them taste as good as that one does. I don't know what kind of distilling process they use.
I have tried.
But let me tell you, it goes down so smooth.
So here is tonight's Think About It, and let us know what you think in the comments on our pages. So this is what I'm going to say. My personal opinion, we will be involved in some type of conflict with Iran no later than September.
Are you asking me if I think that's, or do you want me to tell you?
Well, I'm asking, now you come up with a question too that you want the viewers.
No. I'll let you ask and I'll answer. I'll ask the question next time.
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
So, I think we have been. I think the future is not hot wars. The future is cold wars and economic wars. I think we've been in a cold economic war with Iran, like a war of passive aggression. For decades since, before Obama came in office. I mean, we didn't go attack Iran, did we? We went right next door to Iraq because they were the problem. Come on, bro. Iran was way worse whenever we went into Iraq, and we never even made an attempt to go into Iran from Iraq. We were next door. That was the perfect launching point to go in and fuck them up right then when we had the chance. But we didn't want to do that. And I don't know what Cheney's, I'm sure he had some kind of diabolical. Oh, this Cheney, whenever I say that word Cheney, bro.
I mean, his first name's appropriate.
Yeah. But I can't, but it's like, it's not just him, it's like his whole family's just as simple-minded and slow as fuck as he is. He's smart in the sense that he's good at deceit and lying and getting what he wants by lying his way into it. But his daughter, he's got her trained up to be like just a useful idiot. But she ain't getting shit out of any of this. All she's doing is losing completely through her political career away, because I believe Daddy pulled the wool over her eyes too, just like he did everybody else during the Iraq War. You know what I'm saying? He was sitting there telling her, "No, Donald Trump, he's a threat. You are the only one that can stop him." And she's like, "You know what, Daddy? You're right. I'm gonna make you proud, Daddy.
You're right.
Proud." And then she goes out and just completely shoots herself in the foot. And she might even go to jail for it. And that's whether you like Donald Trump or not. If you like any of the Cheneys, there's something wrong with you. There's something fundamentally wrong with you, and I feel like you may feel more at home with a band of orcs, or maybe a bridge troll, a nice family of bridge trolls,
Or really hungry pit bulls.
Somalian warlords, maybe. I don't know. I mean, they're all kind of birds of a feather and snakes.
This is my boat now.
Maybe
I
like
am now the captain.
Like a viper pit.
Yeah.
Feel right at home in there.
Well, I mean, you'd be spitting venom with them.
Yeah, like Tim said here. And then submitted the images for awards numbers of times. Just like all these reporters got awards for writing all this heroic and brave, doing all this journalism work. It was just so brave, because who knows what could have happened to them if they found out that they were doing the work they were doing, which was basically just talking to people that they can't disclose their names of. So it's all just book. It's all just fictional. Completely. There's no nothing. There's nothing. And everybody got upset when Elon and Trump got into a fight the other day. I was like, look, dude,
that was orchestrated.
Elon, I don't think it was orchestrated. I think Elon's got some emotional, it doesn't know how to regulate his emotions.
Yeah, fair.
It is not healthy for people to be on social media just constantly. Because I watched him in real time crash out hard, and it didn't look like somebody who was in control of their situation at that moment. It looked like an angry, scorned woman who had just she had been betrayed, and she just wanted to lash out so hard and hurt the person that betrayed her so hard that she just said the most. She goes straight for the throat, straight for the jugular, and say, "Oh, he was on the Epstein Island." It's like, dude, come on, bro. They have literally tried everything. They've tried to get him for jaywalking, I'm sure.
Right.
They've tried everything they could possibly think of that they had anything on him about, and
nothing.
What? He won he won again. So they got all kind of quit with that crap. I don't think they have any of that documents. I think all the important shit got burnt. I think Elon doesn't have any way to know if they have those documents or not. Yeah, he's rich and shit, but he's also kind of socially a half-wit, right?
Well, yeah, because I guess Asperger's, and he's on the spectrum, and I get that.
Yeah,
I'll be right back. I gotta pee again. Hold on.
All right. When Brandon returns, we will do our closing statements. We will have our closing statements, and we will try and articulate to the jury. I don't know what's going with that. Well, thanks for hanging out, Tim, and watching with us. How do you think it went? How do you think this went? Do you like that? I mean, it's the same kind of format, two of talking, the whole time running our mouths. But do you think this was good? It was as good as the generic paranormal show, I guess is my question. The NWO and One World Church is right around the corner. If the Dome of the Rock gets destroyed, it makes way for the Third Temple.
And that's something I want to talk about the
rebuilding of.
I want to talk about that on the next time.
And we can go into a little bit of prophecy and talk about some. Because I have some interesting thoughts on that too as well. I believe the Bible is the Word of God, but I don't believe it's the Word of God. Just like if your dad wrote you a book because he knew he was going to be dying early or something, and he tried to write you a book and he tried to give you analogies and things to live, how to live a good life.
Right.
I think that's essentially what God wants. When it says God's word, that's God's word. Is His values are relayed through the Bible. No matter how they try to change the words, they can't really change the moral foundation that those kind of, I guess they would be like fables. almost.
Right.
Like Aesop's Fable. They're meant to teach you a lesson, right? So anyway, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get off here. Tim, thanks for showing up and being our number one and almost only viewer, and we really do appreciate your loyalty, sir.
Every time I tune in and on a Supernatural Link something, Tim's right there watching.
Oh, Tim's right there, bro. Like he's one of our best supporters, and we do love you, and we do appreciate you, and everybody else as well. But Tim, we just love him more.
Well, and then once I get my ham radio set up, Tim, we'll talk.
Oh, we could just use phone.
Yeah, that's too cheap.
I mean, I bet he's got it set up where he can talk to you, but you can hear him, but you ain't gonna be able to talk back to him. You better get a big ass tower.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna make
he's got a tower in his backyard. How much you want to bet? Tim, you got a tower?
Do you have a copper J-rod in your backyard?
It ain't a copper J-rod. He's got a tower. I'll bet you money. I bet he's got a 20-foot tower in his backyard.
Oh,
we're gonna wait for the response. All
yeah,
right.
Before we shut it down, we're gonna wait for this old response.
I mean, you can put them on the side of your house.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
I've heard. I was doing some research.
I had a buddy. He had a mobile unit in his truck.
You got a mobile unit?
Yeah, for ham.
For ham. He liked that.
He liked that.
The other white meat.
Squeal.
Tim, we're waiting on your answer. Do you not have a 20-foot ham radio antenna in your backyard, sir? Tell us now. Tell us now.
Right now.
Yes or no? I'm reclaiming my time. Have you ever heard that?
Yeah, oh yeah. But you keep interrupting me, and I should.
I'm reclaiming my time, sir. I'm reclaiming my time. I'm reclaiming my time.
Thank you, AOC.
It's open for him, so. Yeah, but Tim, what about your freaking antenna? Thank you.
Thank you for talking nice about us, Tim. But we don't care about us.
I really want to know if you have a 20-foot.
We want to know if you have a 20-foot tower in your backyard.
Yes, because Brandon doesn't.
I don't.
He's just got that one shed with that girl tied up in it, and that's it.
And she's gotten quieter lately.
She's pretty loud, but.
The dogs usually.
Here comes Ice knocking on your door.
Right?
Damn it. Peppers, please.
Pepper. The peppers.
May I see your peppers, please?
The peppers.
Oh, dude, that reminds me of that scene in Inglourious Basterds, you know, when he walks into the French guy's house. And dude, that's like the most tense scene.
Oh, bro, like
one of the most tense scenes in film history.
Well,
so we're good. What do you think about this too, Tim? Sorry to cut you off. We are thinking about watching movies on here and bagging on them the whole time, like old shitty,
like an MST 3K kind of
free use.
Yeah, fair use movies.
No, not fair use. Free, like the copyrights expired on them, and nobody.
Oh yeah, like just nasty B movies.
Just stupid movies. Like the stupider, the better. We're gonna watch them, and we're gonna suffer through the whole thing live, and then we'll go through and cut pieces out.
Yeah, and then we'll pause it, talk shit, and
yeah.
Maybe make a couple of robots.
Maybe go vomit once or twice. Rethink the choices of our lives that led us to this point.
All right, and then we can go back to the movie.
Right.
It's never been done before.
Making jokes again. Never been done before.
In television history.
Mystery Science Theater 3000, please. What a joke.
Right.
No, that was like my favorite show.
We're going to call ours Mystery Science Testicles 4000. I don't know.
No, we're going to call it History Science Theater
3K.
No, we're not. No, we're just going to call it Redneck Movie Reviews.
He's got a 102 foot.
No, see, There we go. I knew it was at least 20. He's got the dipole antenna. Yeah. Yeah, do you know what a dipole antenna is, Brandon? You might want to do a little bit more research there, bud.
I do. Well, there's a lot to learn.
Yeah, that's true.
I wasn't communications in the military either, so I don't know. But a dipole, we're going to look it up, and then I'm going to explain a dipole.
You're going to explain a dipole? It ain't something you encounter at a other than heterosexual bar. I promise you that.
I mean,
I've been saying grinding this weed and this thing for like fucking.
I've heard, dude. I keep hearing you do.
For like an hour, man. This shit is dust in here. I'm not even going to be able to smoke it. But I'm going to make my attempt.
A pair of equal and opposite electric charges or magnetic poles of opposite signs separated by a small distance. It's a dipole.
Yeah.
What else is a dipole? If we go into molecular science, water is a dipole. What are you looking for other than...
I'm looking for papers.
Paper? The papers?
I'm looking for my papers.
The papers?
Gosh dang it.
Well,
Cheese and rice.
Rice and crackers.
Gosh darn it. Golly whiz.
Golly gee willikers.
All right, people.
Yeah.
Well, that's enough for tonight. We've done it.
Well, when you say people, you mean Tim.
Yes, because we are lizard alien hybrids, but we are rebelling against our overlords. Very passive aggressively, mind you.
We fall in love with you humans.
And then
your capacities that we do not understand.
Yeah, that's some weird shit too. Like when like I said, you get into Genesis, you get looking at like they had powers, like the kids of the humans and the Watchers had like superpowers. They were like superheroes. It's crazy.
And
it's crazy.
Bugs,
it reads like science fiction, dude.
Bugs never touched anybody.
Dude, did you hear about the time where Abram, before he turned, like some of these people in the Old Testament were not very good people. They were good in the eyes of the Lord.
Right.
But to anybody else, they were kind of shit people. Abram, like, killed a man one time. Just for shits and giggles.
Yep.
Or no, that was Moses, sorry. No, Abram tricked the Pharaoh into thinking that his wife was his sister. And then, so when she goes in and he's treating her well, the Pharaoh's treating her, God is pissed about it. And God knows Abram did that. So it's like God knows he set him up. And then he like, just for that, he set plagues on the Pharaoh. Just for that. He's like, why did you do this to me? If you'd have told me she was your wife, I wouldn't have. And it was like, man, that was kind of cold-blooded, bro. I don't know. Maybe they had some beef in the past or something.
I mean,
Maybe they were white rappers and one of them stole the other's lyrics. Screets. We out here on these screets. All right, well, shit. We got to get off here. Brandon.
Hey, but I'll tell you, one show I want to do, I want to talk about the Bible from the viewpoint of the devil as the good guy.
We can do that. So do you want to take that position, or do you want me to take that position?
I don't know. Let's talk about it, because that'll be a good one. But we didn't.
Either way, one
of
us take the position of Satan as the
good guy, and one of us explains from the devil's point of view what he was really trying to do, and then.
I mean, it's all just a misunderstanding, probably.
I mean, it kind of sounds like.
Can't we just all just patch it up? Like, if people shake hands, say, "Hey, bro, hug it out."
Right.
do we got to destroy the entire planet and do all this stuff again? And with the whole abyss thing and the dragons and the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. I mean, we could just hug it out.
Look at it. Actually, there's 5 horsemen of the apocalypse. So they talk about the 4, but the very next page they talk about the 5th, which is Jesus, and he appears on a white horse.
Well,
so, death
was on a white
pale horse.
Pale horse. That's a white horse.
But is it a pale white horse?
Pale.
This may be like remember the old Clorox commercial?
Not like you can see their skin and be like, oh, you're looking awful pale today, horse.
Right.
Because you're looking at their fur.
Mm.
Not like pale like me or you, like pasty pale.
But like color pale
like,
horse.
Pale like sun bleached, like
right.
White.
It's a horse blanket.
It's a horse blanket. Dog's a fine meal.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tim, thank you for watching.
Yep, we gotta go. I gotta smoke.
And then I gotta smoke, and
I gotta build some equipment.
Then I gotta go to bed.
And then I gotta stick just one more needle in the Brandon's little voodoo doll effigy I made of him tonight. Yeah. Just one more for today, Brandon. But I'm
thank you.
Sorry, I can't tell you where I'm putting it. But
it's okay.
You'll know. No. 5 minutes.
Oh.
Give me a call.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay.
It's the things
It's not my fault. I don't make these rules.
No, I completely understand.
I just work here.
I remember the first time you told me that exact same thing, and it's been the same thing ever since.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I ain't the big dog. You the big dog now. You got the juice now. All right, but there is one thing I want to say real quick before we get off here, and this is super, super important for everybody that's watching. You have got to pay attention to this one thing. Okay, so if you go over to the most horrible thing happened in